in the European market and things of that nature. Because he already took Century 21 there. Him and Dave's got the master license here for the U.S. He's got the master license for international, so they're going to take this company into like Singapore, into Hong Kong, to China, and different places like that. The concept of this company is the compensation plan is like a multi-level marketing plan. If you look at the multi-level marketing concept, it's been around for over 200 years. Okay, all these major corporations, they're all set up on a structure of a multi-level compensation plan. That's how America was built in that manner. So this is no different. The only thing that I like about this is the product itself is like the four things we have to have in order to live. You need water, you need food, you need shelter, and then you need clothes and shit like that, right? But the thing is, it's one of those essential items that everybody in the world has to have. It ain't a makeup or a vacuum machine or some other type of product. This product is something that everybody in the world has to have. And as we all know, the population is growing because we're making babies and some age, some off. And things are growing and stuff like that. So there's always going to be a need for housing. Either you're going to rent or you're going to own. That's it. Either you're going to rent or you're going to own. And the thing about this is, this has been going on already for 200 years, and it'll go on for the next 500 years. So this is the thing about this business is you can actually will it to your friends and to your family, to your kids and to your nephews. So you could build it 2012, 2013, 14, and 15. You get sick or whatever happened, you could will your business to somebody within your family. You can't do that at Keller Williams. You can't do that at Exit. And the reason I know is in 2010, I was looking to buy somebody. I was going to buy a company. I went out to the Keller Williams model to look at and sat down with the regional directors to talk to them about their model and how it's set up and how the compensation plan is. And then I went to Canada and I looked at the Exit model. And I looked at how they're set up. And then this particular model was in a book called The Swan Report. You know me, I watch trends and market analysis and economics, and I'm always trying to stay ahead of the Chinese and, trying to see what the hell's going on long term, but also think about today, right? So they were listed in the Swan Report as the third fastest growing real estate business. And their concept was about a virtual concept, okay? So if you think about it today, if you wanted to buy a house or you wanted to buy a house today, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to turn your laptop on, you're going to go to Google, and you're going to put in the address. You're going to put in, Prince George's Community, Montgomery County, wherever you want to be. Then the next thing, if you have kids, you're going to worry about is school districts. What's going on with the school? Are they rated 4-star, 5-star, 3-star? What's the crime? How often these kids graduate? What kind of teachers are there and things of that nature, right? So, and what's the third thing? You're going to look at the community. You're going to look at, are you in a B neighborhood or you're in a D neighborhood? What kind of environment you want to be. But most of this information is available for free on the internet to everybody, right? So most of the buyers and consumers that are out there are between 28 to like 38 years old. They're either looking to buy something or they're trying to sell something. And they're internet savvy. I grew up when we first had a typewriter in our classrooms. These kids grow up with damn iPads. You know what I mean? They're ahead of the curve. So, I mean, if you could take away from a real estate agent from a 1980 concept to a 1990 concept when you was a real estate agent or 2000 concept, apply technology to it, right? So today's environment, what we've done since 2010, since I said, okay, I'm going to buy this company and I know it's going towards technology and start looking at all these different models. Well, right now we have over 58 websites. 58 websites. So why we have these websites? It's about all exposure. So if you look me up on one of my websites, homepawnshop.com, as an investor, why do people look at, oh, pawn shop, homes, oh, real estate, okay, we're looking at discounted property, buy, low, sell, high type of thing. So that who's in buyers and investors, right? So we have another website called ServingDCandMaryland.com. So that website, what that does is that caters to the retail community. So people that are looking to buy, and, they want research on Hyattsville or College Park, whatever the case is, different things of that nature. So what we've done, we've established a lot of tools, a lot of systems and resources between 2010 and now. I spent over $250,000 on creating these platforms and putting them in place. But why do we do this, right? If you look at years ago, I mean, we're all about the same age, when you wanted to travel in 1980, you went to the Yellow Book. You know what I mean? You looked at it, you said, I'm going to call it, what's your price? Okay, what's your price? Okay, what's your price? And then Priceline came. You put, oh, okay, I want to travel to Florida, I want a round trip, I want one way, I want to go 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. That made your life simple because of the technology, right? So then, now, today, if you want to go travel somewhere, what's the first thing you do? Turn your laptop, you go to Priceline, all these different websites, you get the cheapest fare, you book it, boom, you never even really talk to anybody, right? Real estate is heading that way. Real estate is heading that way. Because the power and the education is in the consumer's hands now, through Google and technology and everything like that. So what can we do about it, right? It goes back to service. The only thing left is service. If I could serve you well, and I could provide you what technology is not going to be able to do, but I could provide you with technology, then you're going to cater to me because you may not be technology savvy, right? So it goes back to service. So I tell a story about 1975 when we first came to this country. My dad bought a Pinto, because that was the only thing we could afford, right? But even with that damn Pinto, how raggedy that shit was, we used to pull up into a gas station, okay? These guys used to pop the hood, check the oil, fill up your air, clean your window, and they did it with a smile. You know what I mean? It didn't matter if you had a Bentley or you had a Pinto. It was service. Our country has gotten away from service. We have, I mean, you go to these damn McDonald's with these kids, you want to smack some of these kids. There's no service in this country. So what we were doing is like, how can you take technology and service and put it together, right? So it's going back to this, going back to the basics. It's going back to the basics. So Dee has known me for, I don't know how many years, but she's known me for quite some time. I'm a home builder. I'm a contractor. I'm a construction guy. I never finished high school. Never went to college. I'm a hard worker. And everything I have is because based on, what I know and what I listen to and what I implement, right? So now we own this real estate company. Okay, so what is the goal and why did I do it, right? Most agents suck shit. That's the bottom line. And it's not their fault, it's because they're not educated. And because if you don't have the right education, then therefore you just know what you know. You just know what you know. And that's it, right? So then if you look at the trends, since the market's been going down since 2006 to 2012, it's been on a decline. Well, who are the two buyers that's been buying out there? Investors. Investors are buying like crazy, right? And then you got the few first-time home buyers that can qualify with the tight guidelines that the banks have established, right? So right now, they did analysis for the 4th quarter of 2011 and the first quarter we're about to end, 2012. 35% of the activity that's taking place is because of investors, right? So I'm an investor. All I do, I've been buying and selling and flipping and rubbing down and making this look good for years, right? So then I'm like, okay, so how can I take a real estate agent and explain the real estate investment model and bridge those two entities? Because if you, or any particular agent, if you could build a relationship with 5 real estate investors, on average, a real estate investor will buy at least 3 homes per year. Buy and flip it, buy and flip it, buy and flip it. If you can get paid on the front end, and you can get paid on the back end, you get paid 2 times. And you're building a relationship by providing service. Right? Just going back to service. Going back to when Leave It a Beaver used to be on. You know what I mean? When Brady Bunch used to come, going back to those days, because it's about having that connection with the end buyer, regardless of if he's selling a home or if he's buying a home. Right? It's going that extra degree. Right? So I tell Tyler, you make a spaghetti, you put the pot of water on there, right? If you put a thermostat in that water, the water does not boil at 211 degrees. But as soon as it hits 212, it starts to boil. So 1 degree, it's just one little degree is what makes the difference, right? So you got to go the extra mile. You got to go the extra mile. So the thing is, what we've done, I think we put something real special together here.
Can you give an example of providing a service to an investor?
Okay. So, okay.
What do they look for? What do they expect out of it?
All right, let me, you ever buy stock?
Yeah.
Okay, you bought a stock. What stock did you buy?
Federal government stock, call it G stock.
But why'd you buy it?
Because I knew that it was supposed to make money.
Did it make you money?
It was making money, not a lot of money.
What kind of due diligence did you do before you bought the stock?
I was supposed to read about it, know how it runs.
Right. Exactly. So your objective is buying a stock. Was like, I'm going to take this, let's just say $10. I'm going to put the $10 in this investment, and I would like to get $10.50 or $11 or $12 or $13. Right? That was your objective. So therefore, with any investment, I don't care if it's a stock market or if it's real estate or gold or commodity or oil, whatever it is, every investor's got to do their own due diligence. Right? You got to do your due diligence. So keep this in mind, most investors are lazy. Most investors are lazy. Think about it like this. What's his name? Jamie Dimon. Okay. You know Jamie Dimon? Jamie Dimon owns JP Morgan. Okay. One of the largest companies out there. Do you think he does his own analysis? Do you think he does his own due diligence? Things are provided to him and he makes decisions on, yes, I'm going to buy this, yes, I'm going to buy this, yes, no, whatever. So, but things are brought to where he looks at the numbers and he makes decisions. So most investors are lazy. So if you could, for that investor, provided that service where you do the CMA, you show them here's what's active in this particular zip code of this neighborhood, here's what has sold in the last 30 days or last 90 days, here's what the medium home price is for a as-is home, but here's a medium price for a home that's been totally renovated. So you can provide data and information to that investor. The investor does what? He's going to love you. Because what you've done is you've helped him with his weakness, which is the fact that he's lazy.
Now, when you take it on to another level, that's your modern day agent dealing with investors. However, here next stage, we're taking another level whereby we're saying, okay, not only are we getting a market analysis on where this property is now, we're getting a market analysis where it will be at later on. Whereby we come on from a construction standpoint to show you how to fix it up to get a better bang for your buck. We also have educated buyers that are in place to take over this property once it's fixed up. So it's permanent in a sense, it's a one-stop shop. You come in, we give analysis where it's at, we give analysis where it's been, where it's at, and we're going to take it from here and take it here and get rid of it for you. So one thing you have to do is still be lazy, sit behind your desk and get your money. We will hope at the end of the day, because our service is so good, that you're going to take somebody's money and put it back and redo it again, and again.
Right. Because so look at Warren Buffett, look at Bill Gates, look at Steve Jobs, look at all these guys. They didn't get to where they got to by making dumb decisions. People do their research, provide them information, but they review it. And they say, okay, I'm going to put 100 million here, I'm going to put 50 million here, I'm going to put 10 million here. But you have to be a trusted source. Bill Gates doesn't say, okay, I'm going to put 100 million here if the guy that brings it to him is not a trusted source, right? So, okay, I'm married, right? So my wife and I, right? So if she didn't trust me, right, or she wasn't loyal to me, we wouldn't have a marriage, right? So it goes back to trust. So with investors, they want to be able to have that trust and that loyalty. So the information you provide for them, it's not the same information we're going to go give it to this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. So you want to say, look, I'm working with you exclusively. So these deals that I bring you, your eyes are the only ones on this deal. These other guys don't know about it. That's a huge deal, because most investors, they don't have time to be out there beating on bushes looking for deals to determine if this house is a deal, if this is a deal. They ain't got time for that. Driving around to Hyattsville and College Park and Temple Hills, going through homes and doing inspections and determining if this house got HVAC, that's oil or heat or electric. No, they want you to say, here's a package. You're going to buy it $100,000. You're going to put $50,000 into it. We're going to sell it for $289, and it's going to take us 6 weeks to get it done. And then here's how we're going to do it. We're going to stage it. We're going to market it, and here's the title company we're going to use, and here's when you're going to get your money back.
And we piggyback over here on the other thing. You at Emmett, one of Emmett premises, when his agent come in, he don't make you become an investor, but his thing with the club, at least when I was there and whatnot, he gave all the agents an opportunity to be an investor as well. So what's better than going out to market to another investor saying, me as an agent, I'm an investor too. I'm speaking from experience. I have a portfolio behind me and whatnot. I understand what you're trying to do. So I'm not talking it, I'm walking it and talking it. And so that's one of the things we want to emphasize to the agents coming on board here, is that we want you to be an investor as well as investors friendly, along with being an agent.
You get it?
I like that.
You like it? That's the flavor I'm adding. See, my mama told me I was special when I was born. And she said, boy, one day you will surprise the world.
But I always saw that in you.
You did?
Always.
Oh, thank you, child.
I'm serious. I'm just not speaking to just
Yeah.
knowing you as a person. You did and dad in a lot of things, but you always did your homework. He was up in the morning early on the computer, always doing his homework. I'm like, see, what we need to do with this? What we need? Okay, this he didn't even have to look, but that one right there, this property is X, Y, Z. He always did his homework,
Yeah.
and I've always admired him about that. I mean, just.
But and that's what it's about. It's look, man, we all got passions and we all got love for something, right? But at the end of the day, the government is not going to take care of us. That's the bottom line.
It's not even an option.
And we are all getting old.
Yes.
We're all getting old. You know what I mean?
I'm tired.
I got a picture here Tanya took when I was running this morning. I like, she like, I'm gonna put this shit on Facebook. I said, you better not. You know, my titties flapping, my stomach like, I'm like, hold up. But the thing is, look, we got our energy levels going down because we're getting older. So we gotta work smarter,
Yes.
right? So how do you work smarter? It goes back to the whole, take it back 500 years, 300 years, okay? Take it back to when the world was first made. It's the human network. I connect with you, you connect with him, he connects with him. Now we have a family, we have a village. Now we could go out there and we could go hunt. You could cook, you could make the house, you could do it. It goes back to the basics. Nobody could do it by themselves out here. I don't give a shit how smart you think you are. You just can't. So the thing about that I like about this model, that this company is they believe in the model of we, like the power of we, right? So I can sit here and I can work 18 hours a day and try to do everything by myself. Yeah, I'm gonna get ahead. But if I have 20 people or 100 people behind me, and everybody's doing through systems and processes doing what they're supposed to do, we're gonna get there a lot faster. So I'd rather have 10 cents of 100 million than have 10 cents of a million. I could make 1 million. I could make 2, I could make 5. But can I make 100 by the time I die? But if I got 100 people behind me, using the systems and the processes and the things that we've put in place already, along with this company called Next Age, okay? When you tap into this company, they believe in technology. Okay, keep in mind, they're young. They're only 2009 is when they really started. 2010, they've been working on their systems to get things tighter, 2011, 2012. Now they're at the point where they got a good, solid layer. And they've blown up. They got 95 offices in the United States. And growing. Okay? So here's the thing. When we got into that multi-level business before, 5 Links, it was me and her and Stan. You know Stan Cherie, you know guys?
Stan?
Yeah. Well, okay, these guys are making over $60,000, $70,000 a month today. We got in their basement, but we didn't put the time and energy into it because we had other things going on. See, now this business is 2009, but the product is real estate. And the average real estate product in our neighborhood, in our community, local community, is about $225,000 average. It could be, Bowie, College Park. It could be Hyattsville, parts of Hyattsville. It could be part of Mitchellville, is like more like $500,000 and things of that nature. So, but these guys pay you 6 levels deep. 6 levels deep they pay you. Now here's the thing, okay, you talk about Florida, all right? So you go to Florida, right, and you do this real estate thing down there, and I put you down there, I get paid on everything you do. Everybody you bring in under you, I get paid 6 levels deep on everything they do. So now let's say your team brings in other people. I get paid on everything they do. So now I'm getting paid out of Florida, I'm getting paid out of, I do the same thing in California, Arizona, New York. So you could do this business anywhere. Singapore wants to open up down in international, but the business is anywhere.
Well, keep in mind too, you can sign up here and already have your business started to be set up in Florida before you get there. And start getting paid in Florida before you can take your license down there.
Yeah, I went down maybe about 3 weeks ago, and working on some other things, and I was just out and about down in the Destin area, and they have a lot of vacation rental homes down there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everywhere. And I took down a lot of names and numbers of agents because I'm under contact. My plan was to go down and just expand the cleaning business. And I'm really considering that area. And then when I went on the website and I saw that you guys were in Destin, I'm like, wow.
But the cool thing about this model, man, is the power of the people, the power of the network. It's about relationships. And the relocation, right? So what's one of the biggest thing Obama's working on right now? Bringing our kids back home
Yes.
from the war.
They don't have no place to live.
They all gonna need a place to live.
And they have first preference with their VA loans.
Exactly.
I do my homework too.
Cool. Now check this out. Here's another fact. What's happened from 2006 to 2012 as the market's been going down? People have been dispositioned from their homes. But where did they go? They moved in with mom and dad. They moved in with grandma. They moved into the basement. They moved into the attic. So you got 5, 6, 7 people living in these homes. Well, that's been going on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Keep in mind, we animals. Lions can't live with lions for 5, 6, 7 years until we start tearing each other apart. And especially when you got 3, 4 women in the house. So there's a lot of people moving. They got to get out of grandma's house. They got to get out of their mom's house. So those people trying to get out. There's a huge pent-up demand of those people that need to get out. They're making babies. They're making families. They're trying to grow. There's a lot of confidence. If you look at the GDP growth, okay, if you look at the GDP growth for 2010, 2011, and what they're predicting, GDP has been growing. The economy is moving. It's muddling up and down, but the average has been 1.5%, 2%. It's a consistent growth. But also, if you look at the savings account, this is the first time in the history of the United States of America, people have this much savings in their bank account. People got a huge money sitting on the sidelines. They itch it. They itch it. They want to do something with that money. Okay? I want to take it a step further. If you look at the banks, Bank of America, PNC, you look at all these banks, they're not lending to everybody. they got a huge pile of money sitting on their books, and the way banks make money is by making loans. So they itching. There's a lot of money just sitting out there, right? There's a lot of money sitting out there. So this economy's been coming down for 6-7 years now. So this is the time where it's something about to break loose. It's already breaking loose. Him and I were just the other day at another guy's office. His phone blown up. Got multiple offers on listings.
20 on it, that.
So people already put multiple offers on the stuff.
And quarterback, how can we get around it? I know you got a lot of offers. What can I do to still get this spot?
And I'm in property management, so I see it every day, all day.
So what do you see in the property management? What do you see there?
I see people either losing their houses, they can't afford to, stay in their houses, so they're renting apartments. In the area where I work, we're surrounded by single-family homes and townhouses. So we only had, out of 290 units, we only had 9 3-bedrooms on our property. So people are looking for 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms in a den. We don't offer it. And believe it or not, our 3-bedroom apartment, utilities are not included, it's $1,712.
That's what I'm saying. The market is changing. Now, here's one thing. Sometimes Johnny, I make it too complicated. Sometimes I keep it simple, stupid.
No way, he don't make it too complicated. He's go way out.
I get-
Sometimes it's too much stuff for anybody that can take on at one time.
But it's real stuff, though.
Yeah.
Because I look at it from the top. I look at it to see what China's doing, what Europe is doing, what England is doing, what Singapore is doing, what Asia is doing, and how's that going to have a great impact on us, and how we need to move and shift. I'm not trying to get hit by shit. I'm trying to move and duck, like Muhammad Ali, right? So, okay, if you look at the Chinese market, they went through a dip. Now they're stabilizing because they're a communist country. They said, you know what? We're not going to let these houses go up no more. They put a freeze on the whole country. Said we're only going to let these houses go up this high. It cannot go up this high. United States don't have that. The houses went up, went down, went up, went down. So there's a cap in China. You see what I'm saying? That's how they control their inflation and the growth and stuff like that. So, but anyway. Plus this year, the president is getting reelected. The France got a new president. China just got a new president. Russia just had re-elections. All that stuff going on in the Middle East. All this stuff this year is going to be resolved. 2013, new game.
Yes.
It's going to be a new game all over the place. Okay, so what we're doing now is getting prepared for 2013. We're going to be getting ready for it.
Now, see, what do you have in place for people that, say, for instance, are in an apartment?
Johnny will talk about that.
Okay.
We have a couple of things that we are pushing. We're doing rent with option and buy program.
Okay.
Whereby we bring out people to try to manage that thing. We do some based on because one of my last companies, and I've had several different real estate companies I own myself. And now I was venturing towards the nonprofit side. It's not talking to me and say go with that. How about come back in on the broker side over here?
Yeah.
But one of the things we're advocating, because we have people on staff that does credit repair and different things and whatnot. One of the things we're setting up now is what we call our Home Buyers Club. It's owned by a club. We have people coming in and they're paying because we have a nonprofit home as well. That everybody's chipping in and paying to the nonprofit an escrow account for these homeowners when they're prepared to buy. Because again, we'll go back into working with credit and do different things to have paid their down payment, their appraisal costs, all the fees that people cry about when they get ready to move to the house. Now I have to pay another fee before I get to it and whatnot. But we're holding their hand and preparing them along the way. Like I said, for the credit repair person, we have them look into it. We also have lenders that's going to come in and map out, if you do this, do this, do that, do this, whatever, you should qualify for this at the end of the day. So now we're talking to the homeowner side, saying if you find a property that's been on the market for, say, 180 days and whatnot, and you can't sell it whatnot, then maybe you need to look at the point of saying, entertain the rent with the option to buy. Here's the reason why. We can bring somebody in that's qualified to buy, at today's market, of course. Meant to buy for you, so now they're paying your mortgage for you and qualifying to buy your house. Okay, so that's alleviating some of the inventory that's been out there and whatnot. But at the same time, we're still controlling the whole thing. We're controlling the homeowner with the house out there, we're controlling the buyers all from one house. If there's repairs and stuff need to be done to make sure this house is marketable or whatnot, because we're paying the property management side, we can take care of that as well. So the homeowners, in a sense, is sitting like an investor, so no to the side, say, okay, take care of my headache for me, you know. And we got the buyers that we taking care at the same time, so we just keep meshing those together. Okay. We have programs in place, and we're talking to people now, with people with foreclosures and that's going through foreclosures, doing. Yeah, we're trying to work with them as well, because there are programs that help people that get back in the property. And again, it might be that rent adoption and buy program, or just a straight rental.
That's an excellent program, because the supply and demand for apartments now, you don't have
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, and
But it's a lot of vacant houses.
that rental option to buy program may be excellent right now.
Well, I'll put it this way, my last company, on average, we had 30 to 40 people every Saturday morning in the seminar. We did a 2-hour seminar every Saturday morning. On average, we had, at a minimum, 30 people every weekend.
Wow.
The whole part about it is being able to monitor and make sure they stay with the program. That's the hard part. The thing we did differently, that what we're doing differently here, whereby they come in, we can get them enrolled into a credit repair program. They're paying to do that stuff and whatnot. Everybody can do that. You pay for credit repair people all day long. But however, we would not them have an investment into saying they're paying a monthly fee to be a part of our home buyers program. And right now we haven't come on the dollar amount, but we're probably saying around $50.
Right.
So $25 go back to the company because we got to sponsor
Yeah.
do hotels and whatnot, and all that would be disclosed and whatnot. But again, $25 going towards again your escrow account to pay at the end. But what that allows them to do,
Okay.
everybody's involved on our team professional-wise, whether it be vendors, appraisers, inspectors, and everybody, they all agree to give these people a discount because they're part of this club. So at the end of the day, what your normal pricing would be at the end of your stage of working with us is being educated once a month, because we're doing a once a month training for these guys as well. So every month you got a different person coming in training you on home ownership, or educate you on how to deal with your finances. Anything we can think of, we're trying to put in this pot. They have partners to come in to give them a discount and come in and train them every month or whatnot. So at the end of the day, we can push it out to the government and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This can work.
Okay.
You know, and again, I don't want to be like saying get too delved into it. We can break down a little bit further on, but
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Ms. White?
Yep, makes sense.
Why?
I'm quiet. I'm definitely hearing about the other side of the business, what you are going to have as the client. Trust me, I get it. The client definitely comes first.
Yeah.
But what about the agents? What about how you preparing?
we again, for one end, we're talking on the like say it is a big on investment and whatnot. So we want every agent to be an investor first of all. That's one way you can be able to make your money. From the inside, you get the first-hand grip on what's going on with what we're publicizing to everybody else. You get to actually experience it for yourself and take advantage of it. That's number one. Number two, we're constantly educating our agents on what's out there, what's going on, you know, by law. From a broker standpoint, I have to do that first of all. And we can bring out other particulars or whatever. A couple other things that we're doing. See it is big. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars already is out in the marketing. I mean, we got over 250 websites now bringing leads into the house. There's no cost to you. But we want to find qualified agents that's going to be listening in and being educated on how to handle those leads.
Right.
So we
Exactly.
constantly, like we can put up a book right now. We tell you, as we're sitting here, we probably got 10 to 15 people already coming, trying to find something dealing with next stage already.
So do you have the I want to say the time to put your agents in a position to have the knowledge and qualify to be able to handle the
Correct.
leads? And I ask that question because I get a lot of leads on Craigslist.
Mhm.
I'm only in the business 2 months. I get a lot of leads on
They're out
Craigslist.
there.
I
Mhm.
get them,
Correct.
but
How do you turn them
it's
over?
converting them
Correct.
where I'm kind of stuck at.
Well, let's say, just like right now, you being video camera. Everything we do in this office, we put it on there for learning experience only. We got our own back office. In fact, we are looking towards having our own YouTube channel. While agents log in, and everything let me even back a little bit further. Every video we create, we're making it available because we have a checklist on every agent has to go through our learning process. I mean, for the next stage back office, there's a lot of stuff you need to learn. From the brick front, from the next stage, the local offices, there's a lot of things we need to learn. And me as a broker, we're going to have a monitor. Every time somebody log in and check out a video, I know when you logged in and how long you've been there. If it's a 50-minute video, you only been there for 10 minutes. Guess what? You ain't trying to get it. Therefore, your leads, how can you learn something if you're not going through the whole video?
Right.
So when I control these one, before I hand out to you, I'm going to know that you've been there, you learned, you understand now what it takes to bring a buyer off of Craigslist, if it's a rent with the option to buy a homeowner. You went through a video that we have already created for you that teach you step by step by step by step how and what you should do. And of course, we always got a phone or email. You hey, Johnny, what's going on? How do I do this? Whatever. I got you. Let's talk about it. Let's get understanding and whatnot. One of our roles is to constantly educate. Every Wednesday, 2 hours, we sit down. We have a sales meeting. Sales meeting where we sit down and break down what the new laws are, the new regulation. Where I need to point you to this week to start learning what they're saying from IRS or they're saying from the commission and whatnot. But also we're saying, okay, this is the newest trends. A lot of things on the Craigslist. And me, unlike Fed, I'm cheap. So Craigslist is my best friend.
Mine too.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you. One of our pride is to show you how to make $1 from free off of Craigslist.
Right. Plus we have we're part of the Dan Merrill's Mastery Program. Okay, we pay. You know Dan Merrill, Flip This House that comes on.
Oh, yeah.
NETV.
Yeah.
Okay, they've been in the business. I don't know, 20 years. You know, doing this kind of stuff. Well, I and Clint, we joined their Mastery Program in 2010. Okay, so there's only a handful of Mastery students, and we paid $25,000 just to get in to that program.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do we do that? It's to get access to behind the door of the stuff that goes on before anybody else knows about it, right? To get access to like the cutting edge technology, the social media, the Facebook, the Twitter, the LinkedIn, how to connect everything through one automation button and things like that.
Right.
So one of the things that we were able to gain is we found out about a product called Infusionsoft. Okay, Infusionsoft is a product that all of these gurus use. All these big guys, they use this product. It costs $1,000 just to buy it. Then it costs $249 a month to keep it.
And let me pipe in a little bit something, and that's as of the last 3 years. Infusionsoft's been around for a minute, but it was only available to the big corporation where they were paying at the minimum $25,000 to $100,000 just to get access to them because these were the big boys use. And Infusionsoft just opened it up 3 years ago, whereby a normal business can buy into it and pay. So this is what the big boys all use forever and a day. Now everybody has access to do it and whatnot. And trust me, once you get introduced to Infusionsoft, it's all about automating the system.
Right.
Automating the system.
Right.
And if I could piggyback before Sid go too deep into it and whatnot, to answer a little bit further on your question, what's the benefit to agent? The whole premise of what our next stage and Brickfront, all of us got together, was the simple fact that we want people to go back to the old ways of doing real estate, whereby you out there holding agent hands, you're not going to do it. You got that face to face. Keep in mind, like you said, 9% of the start process for people going into real estate or looking for houses, whether it's on the internet. Everybody go out there and do their research. They still want to further feel on a face they can locally know my community. So they go out there and research, but they want you to still come to their house and talk to them, to hold their hand, and know Bob's birthday is coming up in the whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
So what we're doing here, Sid and them have invested a lot of money on the back end. They put all the social, the networking, the Facebook, all that stuff up, all that stuff. Everything you can think about from a social standpoint on branding, the company's taken care of. All we want you to do as an agent is go out once these people come in saying, hey, this is so-and-so, she's out here, she's doing what you say you can do this, whatever, come to my house and then let's walk and talk. Because I've already been educated because we got videos on what a home buyer should expect or the grants that's out there, this out there, whatever. So they're going to be educated by the time you get to them. But they still want you to come and say, let's walk with me and talk with me and help me sign this paperwork or whatnot to make sure I fully understood what I saw on the internet. So basically what we're trying to do is bring the old school with the new school. We want our agents to go back to the old school, person to person.
And
Customer service is crazy
face-to-face,
now.
yes.
So you get the face-to-face customer service and us have the internet.
On the service.
Correct,
They
and you ain't got
focus
the
on
handle for the
service.
social stuff, because a lot of people don't have time to be sitting there, let me Facebook, and let me Google, let me do this, let me do that, but you still need to be there. So we want to take that out of your way. We're going to have you come in and set up an account saying all this stuff is in place. If you set up the accounts, we might say set up 10 accounts. Now turn over to Clint. Now every day we send out a blog about the interest rate dropping, well, guess what? They say your picture, your name, because everybody on your list have just been Googled, have just been flashed and whatnot, and you haven't do a dime.
So yeah,
and you
so-
still at the house, how you just send that email out?
Exactly.
I'm good like that, baby. I'm good.
Yeah, so we talk about the face-to-face at Kettleman's as well, and we talk about going old school as well. However, we also talk about we in a new age. We're dealing with a different age group of people right now.
And that's that.
25, 26, and that's that. They want everything now.
Exactly.
They want it quickly. They want,
Exactly.
they don't have time to sit down
Right.
and stuff.
That's why we hit them with the social stuff. We
Right.
bombard them with all the information they need. If you ask for it, we got it for you. So by the time you do get to the face-to-face, they get it already. Only thing they want you to just come sign the paperwork now.
Yeah. So one of the things okay, so there's only so many tools out there that really work well. Okay. So one of the tools is Market Leader. Okay. We have that. We've had it for years. Okay. That's the same thing that Keller Williams uses as well. Now, why do we have that? It goes back to the fact that people want information now. And they want to get in the car, they want to control the car, they want to drive, and they want to get there, and they ain't got time for you. No, I'm going to do what I got to do. So, you're right. Information has changed, and the speed of implementation has taken over. Okay? So, with this Infusionsoft product, once we create this connection, because like you, for example, you probably have 100 people around you, and probably in your inner circle you got 30, and out of the inner circle you got at least 5 that you could like pop your name right now. But those 5 could multiply by 20, by 25, 50. But instead of you having to pick up the phone call every single one of them, it's to say, hi, my name is so-and-so, this is what I do, I'm a real estate, and they create a message one time, and through technology, be able to send it out to the whole audience, right? So what we're doing is we're taking Infusionsoft and we're customizing a back-end CRM. So your 50 or 100 people, her 50 and 100 people, his 50 and 100 people. So when we do an article like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac decided to do, an auction for $100 million on single-family homes in PG County, but it goes out to everybody.
Break down, let's make sure y'all understand the CRM is. Okay.
So it goes out to, so it's going to seem like that you sent that email to your 50, 60 people, to your 50, 60 people, his 50, 60 people. But because of the technology that we're putting in together, we have to create it one time and blast it as long as you're connected. As long as you're connected with our blogs and our Facebook and our Twitter and our LinkedIn, as long as there's a connection there. So as we send it down, you and your people will get it. So therefore, it makes you look like a hero. Damn. Hey, I got your article. So a lot of times I get phone calls. They're like, hey, Sid, I like that. I'm like, okay. Because a lot of these people that are doing this, I got people in the Philippines that's working on this. I got programmers in India that are working on this. So the lady in Missouri, Karen Smith, she's our director for marketing. She runs this machine. It goes back to football. I love football, right? So here's the thing. Football teams cannot win if you don't have the right players. Offense and defense. Every player has a position to play. If the quarterback does not do what he's supposed to do, and if the quarterback says, okay, the wide receiver is supposed to go out and he make his turn, he's supposed to throw it, and the wide receiver don't get there, that play is not going to take place. So every player that we're trying to bring onto our team has a purpose, has a position, has got a role. We don't want you coming here reinventing the wheel. We don't need you to think. We just need you guys to do. Because a lot of the stuff we're doing for you, one, most people won't even get what we're working on the back end. It's not your job to be a guru by Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. That's not your job. Your job as an agent is to work with the buyer, is to work with the seller. Is to do what? Is to provide service through education. Right? So all the tools and the systems that we're providing is basically, it's like bridging a gap. It's like bridging a gap between where you have access to these people, and through education, you can say, here's what's going on. You know what, the interest rates are about to go up. Ben Bernanke decided that, okay, by the second quarter, they're going to raise the interest rates by a quarter basis points. So what is that going to do to the buyers? Well, that's going to make them jump off the fence. They'll be like, I've been getting the game. Because as interest rates go up, that means that's less of a house they can afford to buy.
Now keep in mind on that end, what he's doing, you don't have to do. Your social site will do that for you. So they'll be educated.
Who sets up my individual social site?
You're gonna set up your accounts.
Right.
then we can take over from there.
Oh, okay. That's good, because I'm having a hard time with my Facebook account.
And the thing is, look, I'm 43.
Right.
So,
45.
okay, so here's,
Some age.
but here's the thing though.
Okay.
Most of us that are in this age, we don't understand all this stuff. We don't, right? I spent thousands of dollars. I flew out to San Diego, I flew out to Arizona, I flew out to Texas, I flew out to Georgia to take all of these classes and seminars and webinars and sat down with people that are making their money on the internet. How do you do it? What do you do? What do you use? What are the tools? Tell me, show me so I can get my shit set up. That's what I've been doing for the last 18, 24 months. That's what I have in place now. Right? And you guys know, I mean, to sit down with somebody like Dan Merrill, it ain't gonna be like $199 to get in. It's just not. But the money allows us the access to get to the people so we can pick their brain. So we too can be ahead of the curve, learning curve. Right? So the only thing we want is let us run the back end, let us run the systems and processes. Along with Next Stage, they have their own systems and processes through a process called, the system called FMS. And through FMS, their technology, you can see exactly how much you're going to get paid based on your compensation and how many transactions, if it's a renter, if it's a buyer, if it's 3%, 2%. You got your own income calculator, you can stay on top of your listings, you can stay on top of your activity. You have a CRM that's built in. So there's a lot of stuff already given to you, and it's made simple. It's basically called ABC Real Estate. ABC Real Estate.
Any simpler than that.
Simple as that.
The job is to take the pain away where there's pain. So let us run with that because we've spent thousands of dollars on it. Yeah, we're ahead of the curve. I mean, I know more than you. I know more than you. Let me do my job. You do your job. You play your role in your position. Let me play my role in my position. You be the running back and the quarterback. I need you to do.
Everybody stay in their lane.
Stay in your lane, baby. That's what it's about. You know what I mean?
And see, that's the difference between most real estate brokerages than ours. You know, you got to come in and try to multitask, try to do everything and whatnot. At the end of the day, everybody wants you to get paid. You want to get paid too.
Right.
But if I spend more time trying to figure out how I'm gonna get paid on the marketing side and how to keep up with the social people and Facebook, I put a little time here, a little bit of time here, whatever. Mary ain't gonna be on my time. Mary say, hey, I get off it. I got a 12 o'clock lunch break. I need to get to the house. Okay, man, before you take your 12 o'clock lunch break, why don't you go in and look at this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So when we meet at 12:30 or whatnot, once we got to do a sign of paperwork, Mary, you good with that? Look at the paperwork and get back with me.
Right.
I'll be there. I got time. Cause I
How
got
you like
time
that,
on my
Dave?
hands.
I do it every day, all day.
There
On
you
the,
go.
property management side. I have people from out of state that never even meet me,
Mhm.
and I take care of everything when they come to town. They just sign the paperwork.
And keep it
She
moving.
see me in action.
Right.
That's a beautiful
So
thing
this-
for everybody.
Even in life insurance, I was,
Yeah.
set 8 appointments a day, see 4 people. I'm going to make 2 sales.
Right. And see, people. One thing about American society, everybody does things so expeditiously. So if you can show them how to do it quickly, come in. I ain't got much time on my lunch.
Have
Babe, we
time.
can sign your contract on lunch break. Meet me. You educate yourself. Go home at night. Look at the videos or whatever. Meet me at 12 o'clock tomorrow. We'll sign a contract. Keep moving. I have your results in about 2 days. We can go from there. People like efficient. But see, we want to be efficient and effective. A lot of people preach about efficient. Yeah, we can be efficient. You can get these processes in place, whatever. But is it effective? Am I getting paid at the end of the day? So being efficient don't mean nothing if it's not being effective.
Okay, so what is the monthly fee or the yearly fee for agents if they don't have to do this marketing for themselves?
Okay, we're gonna break down a couple of things. We got a meeting on Wednesday. And this meeting Wednesday from 10 to 12 is gonna break that down a little further. We're gonna try to get corporate online to break down the commission side. But just off the top, there's a $125 fee up front just to be a part of Next Stage. That's to get you quoted so you can recruit around the world. First of all, there's an $80 technology fee, which will give you access to a lot of back end stuff. But as far as the reoccurring fee, there's no fee. Now, as a real estate, you know there's a E&O insurance. Everybody got to have insurance saying that you're trying to do things in compliance and whatnot. That's a $350 fee.
So the company,
Huh?
the company doesn't.
What? And you got to talk to the homeowner. You got to talk to the owner on that end. But again, when you come in as an agent, you are self-employed.
Right.
And self-employed means I own my own business. I have to have insurance for my business. I have to have insurance for my business.
You have
That's
insurance for your car.
Yeah.
You got, I mean, if you make a mistake and you misrepresent, that's,
Yeah, that's
gotta
your
protect
fault.
yourself.
That's your fault. That's your hit. So at the end of the day, those are your fees. We don't have a monthly fee. We don't have anything else. You want a commission, you get your commission, you go your way, and we educate you and keep your own student. We handle the back end. Anything new in technology is our role to take care of. Once you pay it in it, you're in it. Go do what you do. We all we want you to do, me and Sid both, we simple stupid. Keep it simple stupid. You go do what you do, we do what we do, and at the end of the day, everybody's happy. You don't need to know what I need to do or whatnot. As long as you know, well, I got another lead coming in, or all these people calling me and whatnot, because you're educating yourself, because we give you the education and whatnot. You coming in, you asking for leads, you doing your part, your E&O insurance, everything's up to date or whatnot. Go talk and walk with the people.
Say after joining our National Association of Realtors.
Because they want you to be a part of the national, the local real estate boards and whatnot. Now I can't say I'm on a couple different boards, on different boards for the state of Maryland and G-Car and PG-Car and stuff like that or whatnot. But I'm not saying I'm an advocate for them. Now, just like in Atlanta, I don't know if you're familiar, like in Atlanta, they went against MRS and their local boards and whatnot to fight that. But that's another discussion another day. But you have to be a part of the board and stuff here locally, which is another fee. And we have a breakdown of different things in our welcome package to tell you these things you need to do, and if you do them in these order, whatnot, what should happen first. But we have all that mapped out, and the fees and stuff that's associated with it.
All right, so no monthly fees, and the leads will be generated and given to the agents.
It's given to the agents mainly by me, but I'm only dealing with people that's serious.
Right.
If I give you leads and someone said you ain't calling 24 hours, guess what? Next month you might not be getting that minute. I'm only giving these to people that's being educated. When I go in and look on that tube, whatever, and they saw that you've been in there doing your homework and you understand Craigslist,
Right.
that's okay. Let's go ahead and throw some of these over there. If you don't call me on what you're supposed to do, then okay, regardless of what you did over here, it's all got to be tight, and we got to show that you're serious about being too. You are self-employed. You got to put the time in. If we put the time and effort on the back end, you got to put your time in this end. The more I see you put your time in, the more we want to give to you. I don't care if everybody else crying about I only got 2 leads. What have you done to get 2 leads?
Right.
And I don't mind taking a hit. I don't fuss at me all day long. I hear you and I know when to shut it down. At the end of the day, we're going to give you a method of doing it. If you don't do it the way we want you to do it, why should you even be here?
Sorry, uh-oh.
He's got people there. Kelly Whitman #1 up there for longest and getting all kind of awards for, Emmerich and Pat, they got it going on. I give them much love, much respect for them, but at the end of the day, you got to have somebody you're looking for, and like I said, I'm getting them. We get them. Not no disrespect, it's enough money for all of us to share.
Right. Yeah, great.
But only can be one #1.
Okay.
that makes sense.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Dollars and cents.
Dollars and cents. So the other value, you probably wonder why this stuff is sitting on the table, right? So the other value is, okay, so next stage, First Realty. Next stage First Realty is the name of the company. And we are a real estate business. We help buyers and sellers on the retail market as well as investors. Brickfront properties and construction is where we do home renovations. Okay? So one of the things that we do for the sellers, so when the sellers say, hey, I'd like to, come in and sell my house and list it, one of the things that we'll do is we'll go out there, we'll inspect their home. We'll what we call is pre-inspect. So let's say you want to sell your house, right? And let's say you haven't done anything in the last 5, 10, 12 years. You haven't done anything to your house. Okay. Well, one thing, if you give us the listing, we'll come in there, we'll pre-inspect your home. We'll look at your plumbing. We'll look at your electrical. We'll look at your roof. We'll look at your outside of the house. We'll look at your water heater. We'll look at your electrical system to determine if there's any defects or issues. Because what's going to happen is when you have a buyer, and the buyer places a contract to buy your home, they're going to get an inspection. So if we could eliminate and address all those little issues that come up during our pre-inspection report, then the buyer is going to feel comfortable Because when they do the inspection, it's gonna be a very small amount of items on that list.
Can I tap in on that? And on the inspection side, because we do have, I'm a licensed HUD certified inspector, 203K. So we can have it signed off by an inspector saying it's already been inspected per se, and have that packet to be prepared with every house that we have on the market.
So Johnny Baker has been working with HUD for over 20 years. So he's a certified FHA 203K consultant for HUD as an inspector. Okay, I'm a contractor. I'm a FHA 203K construction contractor. Okay, so together that's additional value that we're providing for our agents. Because now let's say you have a buyer that wants to buy this house and the kitchen is old, the bathroom's old, but the location is great, right? And they want to utilize FHA. And then they want to utilize the FHA 203K program to say, look, I want to get $30,000 to redo the kitchen, redo the bathroom, but I love this house the way it is. Okay, that's what they call the Streamline program, the FHA 203K Streamline. It's less than $35,000. Okay, so they can do kitchens and bathrooms and some landscaping and basements and things like that. So as a contractor, I could go in there and I could renovate their home, right? As a consultant, you would hire a consultant to make sure he mediates, right? So if I'm the contractor, I say, hey, everything's done, and you're like, well, no, everything's not done. You didn't do this, you didn't do this, you did this. But that's where you have the consultant that's in the middle. Say, wait a minute, okay, make sure that the buyer's happy, the contractor's happy, the payments are going where the payments are supposed to go, the work got done according to the statement of work, it was supposed to have gotten done. Because what happens is, sometimes the buyers will change things. Oh, well, I don't want this granite anymore. I want a different type of granite. Or, well, I don't want this tile no more. Or, I want you to push this out another 2 feet. But then I'm dealing with her as the buyer. Then now if the consultant is in place, I can say, Mr. Baker, you know, here's what's going on. Here's my scope of work. Here's what I'm supposed to do. Here's the things. Can you please talk to the client? So having a consultant in place is a huge key for the buyer as well as for the contractor, right?
And that's on the buying side. Another thing that we offer here on the selling side, again, we're doing the same process, whereby we're going out, we're doing a pre-inspection of a house before we list it. We're writing up all the stuff that, anything that can be health and safety concerns, we go ahead and put that in a note or whatnot before they get their true inspection out of place or whatnot. But not only that, what we can offer by having a contract on the team or whatever, this contract agree to come in and correct those actions for it, so to bring the value to the house or whatnot, and that contract to get paid when this house goes to closing.
Okay.
So this homeowner's not bringing anything out of pocket.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Everything
so now-
on one roof.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And you know, I've been doing
Yeah.
construction for years,
Yeah,
I've seen your work.
he's good.
right? So I'm basically doing what my passion is I love construction. Okay? But I also know that the real estate agents need this, right? So that's why I'm like, let me buy this company so I could bridge the gap and create value. I'm creating value for the buyers and the sellers and the agents by bringing brickfront investments and brickfront construction and brickfront homes all into together with everything that Next Stage has to offer.
And the community, because again, on another note as well, I mean, we tag team, so you know, because we're coming on the investment side right now, and again, going back to that initiation we talked about the home buyers club and whatnot, because we can be on the investment side buying homes, now we get qualified homeowners coming through the pipeline, getting their credit stuff prepared or whatnot. Now we go to different places, say, okay, now from a 2 or 3K standpoint or whatnot, you can buy this house, you qualify for this amount, you qualify for this amount for repairs or whatnot, because we already got the contract in place or whatnot. Guess what? We can come here as an agent and say, we can sell this person their dream house. It might look like a shack right now, but if you love the location, now we got everything in place for you to make this your dream house on the one stop.
Everything
And we qualifying you, making sure you qualify, make sure your credit, everything line up and whatnot, so that agents don't lose their money because they're showing somebody from where there's nothing, where it can be this. and everything's in place. So you're not speaking from maybe. You saying no. Everybody's in this group. So if I have a problem with the contractor, guess what? He's in my office. Let me go talk. Me and you go into my office. We're going to talk to the contractor. The consultant said this is whatever. You know, the consultant, he's liable in court because my word in court supersedes everybody else. So we have that in here. So if there's inspection on the other end saying there's a problem, whatnot. No, there's not a problem. This is what I said too. So you give that confidence to that buyer saying, I got everything right here. So if there's a problem, guess what? We got to solve. We got to solve. And when you got all your resources in place or whatever, it gives you so much confidence. You walk like, I'm supposed to be here. You can't lose. You can't lose. And when people see, it's like walking up to a dog or whatnot. A dog only bites people that shows fear. You walk up to any dog and say, I'm standing my ground. That dog will bark, but he's not going to charge. Because you show that I'm supposed to be here. If you're not backing down, the dog even got sense. Don't care if it's a Doberman or a Rottweiler, they're going to stand their ground and say, okay, don't go further, but we'll stand here and watch everybody each other all day long. If you're an agent knowing you got all your resources in place and there's nothing should go wrong because your shit is stink, the whole 9 yards or whatnot, it passes out to the client.
It's the energy. The energy.
The clients know.
It's all about energy. If you give off negative energy, I don't want to be around you. If you come in with drama every single day, man, dude, come on. You gotta leave that stuff at the house. It's all about positive energy.
Right.
People want to be around people that got positive energy. So look, one of the things that we do custom work, okay? So what we do is we go into the clients, we provide them options with the backsplash. We sit there and we say, okay, look, here's the different paint swatches, and then we try to help coordinate the client. We walk them through the process, kind of just like those home TV shows on HDTV and stuff. Then we give them paint samples. We put paint samples on the walls and see if this works. If it doesn't work, we switch it up. But we do a lot of private hand-holding consultant type work to get you your kitchen, get you your bathroom, your basement the way you want it, right? And we don't charge extra money for that. But this all benefits the agent. It all benefits the agent, because if you're working with the buyer and they find that dream house is in a great neighborhood, but it needs a new kitchen, or they don't have the vision to see beyond, if they blow this wall out or cut this wall down, this is where I could come in and I could show them, okay, we could take this wall down, we could put columns here, we could put pendant lights, we could put granite, I could do a custom design for them, and I could help show the vision of the product, the end product.
And it's being videoed. So at the end of the day, we got testimony. There's linked to you say, man, this was a trash in the beginning, but look at my happy clients, because they bragging about what you did for them, and they got a finished product.
Right.
Guess what? That's going to sell somebody else. It speaks for itself.
Because if you could provide, again, going back to the whole leave it to beaver type, customer service, and if you could provide the service and give, if it's a buyer or a seller, give them what they want and what they need, okay, and that's how you're going to get referrals. That's how the word of mouth is going to get out. And we all know word of mouth and referrals is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a business within a business, or it's all?
No, it's all one.
All one.
The Brickfront Properties and Next Age has come together, and we have merged. Basically, I own both businesses, and we're bringing the flavors together. So we're different than Keller Williams or Remax or Long and Foster or Riker, because I'm providing my own uniqueness and my own flavor to it.
One umbrella.
Either way, you have to subcontract it out or whatever, so everything is
Yeah.
in-house,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's right. We're here.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
That's a great
It's a
idea.
great idea.
I've been working on this for 22 years.
It's all about taking the stress away. There's too much stress going on, man. So, you want to be able to have time to enjoy the money that you didn't have to stress out to get.
Right.
That's the beauty.
And plus, the other thing is, look, keep in mind, we're investors. We buy homes, okay? So we're going to come across situations where, people have to sell immediately through a probate, through a estate sale, through a divorce, through a bankruptcy, whatever the case is, we're investors. We could go to settlement in less than 10 days. For the right property with the right criteria, we could go to settlement in less than 10 days and pay you cash. So the fact is, we can help those people that need to get rid of their property, for whatever the case, whatever reason, if grandma died or whatever the thing is, and they want to give it, we could do that. We're a construction company. We have our own brokerage. I mean, everything's under one roof. But it's also a win-win for the agents. It's also a huge win-win for the agents. Because you don't just learn the whole vanilla part about real estate, like, you know, but you learn a lot more. And because my door is open, so you have access to the office. I mean, you got an idea, you got a guy that's in a situation. There's over 50 years of experience and knowledge.
That's
And
awesome.
keep in mind, local experience.
Local experience.
Not internet, not TV, local
Because
experience.
when you look at it, real estate agents, they don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes. They just know that my paperwork is being held up, but they don't know why. And a lot of times it's cases like this. Okay, this person had a water leak, they had termites,
Correct.
they had other issues that was going on. And I think this being everything under one umbrella is awesome. I'm excited.
There it is, baby.
Like,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
all right, that's
You know,
okay.
we haven't even started. We've been talking to a few agents. We're already up to 12. And we haven't even started.
And I only been here 3 weeks.
I'm excited.
We haven't even
It's up to
started.
12.
And the thing is, we're doing this because we're recording this stuff because we're going to put it out in the world and let people know who we are because we joined, we merged, right? So now we're tweaking the bugs and the systems and to make it fine-tuned so we can give you everything that you need and everything that you want. So the bottom line is take 80% of your time, serve the client, regardless if it's a buyer or a seller. Stay in front of the client, serve them, give them the CMAs. Give them the market analysis. Show them what has sold. Show them what is active. Show them why they should list their price at this here. So knowledge is power. And the government can't take it from you. Once you got knowledge, you got knowledge. That's something you can't take from you.
And something as small as a basement with no tile, you add a tile, that'll give you about I'm not just hypothetically speaking, maybe about $5,000 more of value on the home.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm excited.
Oh yeah. That's what I said. The product is real estate. You gotta have a place to sleep. I don't care if you rent or you buy. This is gonna go on for the next 200 years, 300, 500 years. You know what I mean? You got nephews and nieces that are gonna buy 10 years from now. It's just gonna happen. So why not become the expert? We are the experts. From inspections to construction to investments to dealing with buyers, retail, dealing with sellers, probate, estate sales, tax liens. We've been doing this for years. We have a huge track record. We can show you guys. This is real shit. I'm not just making this up. I don't have no script. I don't have no manual. This is real shit coming out of here. It's real. This is what I've been breathing and eating and living and shitting for the last 22 years. I've shit enough bricks to build a goddamn house. I'm serious.
I know.
No, but this is real. That's why I feel so much passion because I feel like we, for the first time, out of all these companies out here, we have something real special. We have something real special here. And we're not looking for everybody. We don't want bodies in here.
Right.
We don't. I don't have time for. We want people that are serious. I want the best quarterback. I want the best running back. I want the best wide receiver. I want the best fullback. I want a good, solid team because I want to win championships. I'm serious. And if we got the right team with all this stuff behind us, I mean, come on. If you can't see the success, then that's you that's messing up the game.
And we don't tolerate it for too long. I mean, if someone happens to sneak through the door and that wasn't supposed to be here, we'll weed them out. I don't mind playing Donald Trump, say you're fired. We don't need you. We don't need you. If you're not coming in to be a part of the system and you want to do your own system, go someplace else and do your own system. This is a system that we know shall and will work. So if you believe in it, we want you to be passionate about it. But if you're not passionate about it, then go someplace else. It's not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. Whatever you know, it's on. They say it's loan at the top. The rich people loan at the top. It's not that they loan at the top. It's that the people they thought gonna be up there with them is not there. There's a lot of rich folks. There's a lot of people at the top. It's just your friends not there. So it's not for everybody.
Okay, and the second side of this business, other than dealing with buyers and sellers, the second side of this business is recruiting. Okay, it goes back to the recruiting thing. So because there's 95 offices and we're all over the United States and we're going international, you can recruit anybody, anywhere, as long as there's a next age office and put them in there. And you can get paid 6 levels deep for life. And you can will your business to your kids, to your nephews, to your nieces. So as you build this thing, you're building your brand, you're building your name, you're building your store. You're not doing that anywhere else. You're not doing that at Long & Foster. You're not doing that at Whitewood. You're not doing that at Remax. Here, you're building your store. So as your clientele come in, we all know real estate is all about referrals, right? So when somebody wants to sell a house, hey, Cousin Susie does that. You know, you always go to the first person within your inner circle. If everybody knows that this is what you do, you won't get, I mean, business is there.
Anybody proud of what they do, they brag, they talk about it. They I'm broke. Hey, I'm broke. I think, yeah, they guys are broke. Somebody needs a broker. Somebody needs a real estate agent. I mean, it's like the day I went and took my son to get his hair cut. But now later walked in and told me she was doing something. She was like, she said real estate. My ears popped up. I said, what you want to know about real estate? And he was like, the first thing she said, you nosy. You know, but you what you know about real estate? Hey, it's my car. Says you might not want to talk about it in public, but you know, this is what I do. Blah blah blah. You brought it up or whatever. So in a sense, you should be like that. You should be, you know, someone say real estate, you know,
Yeah.
be at a restaurant. You say real estate. Give me 1 second, honey. What you want to know about real estate?
But it's
You
not
gotta let
even
everybody
just
know that
after-
you are who you are, and you're
After
proud of what you
somebody
do.
yesterday, she walked, day before yesterday, she walked right through the door. Not even 5 minutes after I got off the phone. Wow, I was just about to call you. She walked through the door.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's you know. So what do you think? What do you think about what we putting out here?
Well, definitely.
I mean, I want your feedback.
Please.
Definitely new, different. It's funny that I'm actually sitting here discussing this because just yesterday, one of the agents was in the office. She was telling me, you don't remember we're agents. We don't have to do the mortgage side, and we don't have to do the investor side. And she went down the line. Other people, don't worry about that. There's other people out here that do that. You just stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do. And now I'm coming here today and it's saying that although we still don't have to do it, but it's convenient because it's right here. It's close to
Right,
You want to be in control.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, as a real estate agent,
Yeah.
you want to
Make
be
it
in
happen.
control. If you don't know, that's the biggest thing theory. The biggest issue people have with real estate agents say we don't communicate.
right.
And oftentimes we can't communicate because we don't know what the other hand is doing. And so our clients want to know all the time. Of course, they want to hold their hand. If I'm on the phone talking to you, I can't be doing all the work anyhow. But in the day, if you know something one roof for us, give me a minute, I can check on that for you. And it's realistic, I can get back to you. So it's not a point of saying you were doing it, it's a point of saying I know who's doing it. I know who's handling my loan. So let me talk to them. Give me 1 minute because I can personally be trying to touch this guy.
Right.
Right. Again, keep in mind, our bottom line is the buyer and the seller is how we eat. We gotta have buyers and sellers.
Right.
And the product is real estate.
So we have to provide them a full-fledged service.
Right.
Not just a service.
Okay, think about it like this. All right, look at Target. Everybody knows Target. Look at Walmart. So Walmart started to sell produce. Target like, oh shit. Target's selling produce, right? So Target and Walmart, they're like this. So if a client could go to Target and get the bananas and get the jeans and get toilet paper, that's a one-stop shop, right? So the same thing here. If you could come here, you could get your contractor, you could get your investor. If you want to get rid of a house fast, we could buy it cash. You want a home inspection, we could do the home inspection. I mean, everything is here. It's the convenience.
So the only thing you cannot get is a loan, is a mortgage.
Yeah, but that's where we're tied with Wells Fargo, we're tied with Navy Federal, we're tied with multiple other people we have relationship with them, we send them out to them. But only the people that we have hand selected that are gonna work with us.
Right.
So if I call up a Wells Fargo guy, I'm like, look, I got a guy that needs it done, I need them to jump on and get it done. So we have brand name manufacturing loan companies that we're dealing with.
And
We have
told them-
title companies as well.
And then hand select for the mere fact of saying if they don't do what we need them to do, then guess what, we'll be working with you.
Right.
So we want to lead, we got the people, we got the, everybody's excited about being here. If our loan officer ain't excited about being here, then you don't need to be here. Because I'm sure there's a lot of more people out there waiting to get what we have. So they got to cater to who's in control. And the whole thing is we want you to feel like you are in control of your transaction.
Yeah, because this is basically a business for you to plug into a business. You're basically creating Miss White LLC is your business, and you're plugging into a current infrastructure that has systems, that has processes, that has measurables. You can measure. We use Google Analytics all the time. We know exactly which web pages are working, which web pages are not working. We already have a Brickfront Property TV channel. So we have 172 videos on the TV channel. Our goal is to just educate as many people as possible. This is how you change a water heater. This is how you change a furnace. This is how you work on the windows. This is how you do, if it come winter time, you want to get ready for the winter, make sure you do this. So there's all kinds of tips and knowledge we're giving back to the community to share them. This is the things you need to do to take care of your house. It's just like a car. If you never change your oil, what's going to happen to your car? Exactly. How many times, let me ask you this. How many times have you changed the water in your water tank? Now, you're supposed to do that every 6 months? That's why people's skin be all itchy and dry, because you're using the same water coming out of the water tank. And the water tanks builds composites inside, and it gets, so what you're supposed to do is supposed to drain it down halfway, release it out, and then fill it up with fresh water and to circulate. Nobody knows that. But that's just like a basic tip, right? My goal and objective is to make sure our clients are happy and educated. Because I can't take this knowledge with me. I'm going to die one day just like everybody. The way I create money and the way I create money for myself is by creating value for people. So through value, I create money. So if I create value for you, you're going to create value for me. If I create value for you, you're going to create value for me. So it's about exchange. The more I exchange knowledge and information, the more value I'm creating, the more money I'm going to make. So you may not make money for me today, but whatever you learn or achieve from this session, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to do a transaction, I'm going to make money off of it. You can't be greedy with your knowledge. My thing is, I put everything on the table, I share it. We have a database of about $125,000 worth of materials. We have materials from Donald Trump, his courses that we've taken. We have material from Dan Merrill's courses we've taken from wholesaling to marketing 101. We have materials from Greg Clement's courses, Preston Eli's courses, on probate, on estate sales, on tax. We have a library of stuff that we're going to let our agents work with. So if you want to rent out a book, like for example, E-Myth. Have you guys heard of E-Myth? If you never heard of E-Myth, please get that book called E-Myth. Michael Gerber is the author. Okay, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You guys heard that? Okay, so.
He's in Virginia today.
Is he? I've read them a lot of Greatest Salesman World, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, but you gotta feed yourself.
I do.
You gotta feed yourself.
See you at the top 6.
You know what I mean? You gotta feed yourself.
There you go.
And successful people hang out with successful people. You don't see Donald Trump hanging out with no bums.
You'll never catch Donald Trump sitting on the bench talking to a bum.
It just don't happen.
The rich people live in rich people neighborhoods.
And how many bums want to be with Donald Trump? Everybody. Most people are followers. right? Most people are followers. It's the whole 80-20. 80% of people ain't gonna do shit. So if you have power and knowledge and you could share your knowledge and power, you create value for other people, they're gonna want to be around you because you're positive. You're giving off that positive knowledge and you're not greedy with your stuff. Greedy people don't survive in this world.
But if you help enough people,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
get your
Oh, yeah.
You'll get said all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, if I died today, and whatever you learned from here, you made $100,000. You know what? You could be like, that's it. I might be dead, but I gave back. Because I'm gonna go to Judgment Day. God's gonna be like, okay, Sid, you got a good angel and you got a bad angel. He writing down everything you messed up on. He writing down everything you did good on. And it's got to be a whole accounting. Good versus bad. Should I let you in, or you going downstairs? I'm only trying to please him. I ain't
Oh, yeah.
I ain't
That's
worried
what
about
it's all
nobody
about.
else.
Nothing else
I am
matters.
not worried about anybody out here.
That's right.
I don't care about nobody out of here other than God himself, and I care about helping his children through the knowledge and information that I could share.
And you know you're
And
not
And that's
hurting
all he
nobody.
asked for us.
Yeah, you know you're not hurting anybody. As long as you're not trying to hurt nobody, whatever, you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody, so those are the ones that hurt themselves. But as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, your God-given gift, you can't have time to worry about
Yeah,
that.
I'm taking the horse to the water, and I want you to drink it. You didn't want to drink, hey.
Because they want to be successful,
That's on you.
they can't be successful. Like the greatest debater, one of my favorite quotes is saying, successful people do what they have to do, others do what they want.
And that's all he asked us to do. Go out and feed his sheep. Do the best you can to help his kids.
That's good.
And I do it every day.
And you love
I
it.
enjoy doing it. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing it.
So now you could use this knowledge and information to help the buyers and sellers through your position as being a realtor. So you can say, hey, this is what we got to offer. This is what we could do. This is, come visit us. Come have a session for 30 minutes. Sit down with us. Let us see what we can explore, how we can help you. And that's it. Because every situation is custom.
Yeah.
Some people are 3 months behind. Some people lost their house because of a debt, or because of a bankruptcy, or because of a divorce. Everybody's situation is different. Our goal is to try to help them through our knowledge and our connections and our resources. Say, hey, look, we got a lawyer. He's good at working with foreclosures. He's helped his last 20 people. Here's his number. Here's his name. Contact him. He's a local guy. You know what I mean? So if we can help, we'll help.
So
One
is
client
it
at a
in-house
time.
lawyer?
No, this is local attorneys in the D.C., Maryland area. So there's a lot of good stuff here.
Any other questions? You see, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, Sid can go out there. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
My wheels are turning. I'm excited. I have a 9-to-5 that I'm tired of.
Well, I mean, the thing is, look, I mean, I don't recommend you jump both feet. I recommend you be wise.
Baby steps.
Because you guys, you got to take care of your bills. You got to take care of your expenses. But be wise and use the information is available. I'm reachable. He's reachable. We're accessible. We're in the office. Okay? So be wise about it. Build your business. Nobody tells you to turn everything off and go out there and start your own business tomorrow. No. You gotta build your clientele. You gotta build your name. You gotta build your brand. You gotta get 3, 4, 5 transactions in the pipeline. Get it consistent. You drop it in every 3,000 every 3 months. You got consistency, right? And then you start building on that. I've been in business for over 25 years. I mean, this has taken years to build, and money and patience.
Do you have any constructions that you work on, projects that you're working on currently?
I'm doing a couple basements now.
Are you doing homes individually, or are you doing like subdivisions?
No, I'll buy homes and I'll fix them up and I'll sell them. I have bought land and fixed it up and built homes on it and did modular homes. I bought homes and extended the homes, put an addition on there, bump outs and things like that. I do basements and kitchens, decks, patios, driveways. We do it all. And all of my guys are cross-trained. So my electricians and plumbers, they know everything. So I could put in 5 guys, and we could run the electric wire, the switches all in one day, run the plumbing one day, run the installation, put up the drywall, paint, we were out of there. So we've got a system to our madness.
You built on those lots you had yet? Those lots?
Which lots?
Yeah, something, was it over District Heights or some places?
Or DC?
DC?
Yeah.
You did?
No, I didn't build on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the market went down. I was gonna build 19 condos on this lot that I bought in DC, but the market tanked.
So what you do with the lot?
It's sitting there.
Still have it?
Well, I got it, BB&T Bank has
It's okay.
it. So we going through a situation.
It's okay.
But
That's
yeah,
another thing too, be very transparent here. Sometimes too transparent.
yeah. But I'm honest. I'm real. I'm just like you. I got a family. I got bills. I pay my Petco bills, and I ain't got $300,000 sitting. This is my jacket. You know what I mean? I don't want bling bling. I ain't driving big cars. My goal is to serve. Everybody. God has a purpose for everybody, and I really came to about 3-4 years ago. I realized my purpose is to serve His children through what I've been able to gain from His knowledge and His experiences, and the money that has allowed me to go to California and Texas and all these different places to learn and be around these gurus. So I got all this stuff. But now if I could spit it out and let you take advantage of it, well, I'm doing Him justice. And if I could help you get to where you need to get to, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. So that's where I'm at. I can't take it with me. I'm not greedy. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to share my library. I'm going to share my CDs, DVDs. I can't. It's already paid for. If you could benefit from it, hey, cool. So look, I'm going to show you the rest of the office. We're gonna go around the corner. So this was about next stage and break front. So we're going to walk around. We're going to show you the rest of the office and where everything is, and so you get a better idea. I'm glad I got that pizza, boy.
Yeah, man.
Glad you got it too. Thank you.
All right. So, come on. That's my office. This is the Brickman private headquarters. This is where we do all the thinking.
Big tank.
This is the think tank. That's it. Yeah, this is our construction company, Brickman Properties. We follow a lot of gurus. We follow the trends. Right now we're in the buyer's market. So if you look at all the characteristics with the demand, the property value, the supplies, and the foreclosures, these are real things that are happening today. I mean, you could turn on CNN and MSNBC, you can see the trends and what's taking place. So our thing is all about education and staying ahead of the curve through the medium that's out there, right? We watch it, we use it, we learn from it, and we adapt. And then we plan. We plan, we talk about it, and then we come up with objectives, and we put things in place. So I have a team of people, right? This is my team, if you can't understand it, but I got the Sandy and Brianna's over in the Philippines, these guys in India, and these guys are in Missouri. So these are my virtual assistants. I got about 12 virtual assistants that do a lot of my work for me, my accounting, my marketing, all this stuff there. They do the blogs, the articles, they run the systems. So I can't have everybody here because I don't want people in my ear all day long. So I'd rather outsource. So I believe in outsourcing a lot. So then we do on like these custom kitchens. We do on heavy ups on electrical stuff. These are just some of the samples of homes that we've done. We bought these and added value to them, and we sold them and flipped them. So, and then we do a lot of stuff with military families. We do a lot of stuff with VAs and military families. So a lot of the soldiers that are coming home. One of the things that we're working on is a program for our public servants, our heroes. So for school teachers and firefighters and police officers and military families, we're going to give them additional discounts and benefits for working with us, like maybe a free appraisal or a credit report or different upgrades. Okay, because we, you know, we want to give back to the community.
I
So-
have
so-
a few connections, I'll get the information too, for police department, fire department, and Andrews Housing.
All right, cool. All right, so then we'll go to the rest of the office there. So this is where a lot of the administrative staff sits over here. We have, this is what they do on accounting and bookkeeping and stay on top of QuickBooks and everything. And this is Mr. Johnny Baker's office back here.
That's
So-
all that says.
Come on in.
He said my desk don't look like
Yeah. But this is where, you know, we have our agents coming here, and most of the agents don't stay in the office. They don't need to stay in the office. Most agents, yeah, they gotta be out and about. You gotta, I mean, with technology, smartphones and iPads, there's no reason for you to be in here unless you ain't gonna do it.
How many loan officers do you
No, agents,
have? Loan officers.
We have vendors that we work with outside.
Oh,
They're not in-house.
Okay.
In-house, per se, but they run the street and whatnot, so we call them, they come through.
so we're up to about 10 agents right now. So, but, you know, we wanna get up to about 100.
And we really haven't started marketing to the agents, and the message just off the people that we know are coming on board now. Because we, again, we want to make sure the system is tight, so we tell you what we can do, we want to make sure it can be done. You know, so that's the whole point, but you know, if they say if you want to sell something, if you ever say if family can believe what you're doing and whatnot, the public is falling in line. Your hottest critic will be your friend and your family. So you got to see the value in what we can do here. Just imagine what regular Joe Blows out there that's hurting where they're at. You know.
So yeah, that's what we are, man. And like I said, we put stuff on the table. Let you know what
Most of
we're
your
working with.
agents are working from home.
No,
Well,
no,
they're just out in the field, you say?
Yeah.
But they probably working from home.
Yeah, yeah, they should be, yeah.
Okay, so there's no desk fees or anything like that?
No, there's no desk fees. And so we have, if agents can sit here, we have cubicles where they can sit in the different cubicles as they come in. We keep our server and our storage back here.
There's a charge, you need a copy there and a copy of printer and anything like that. Well, you won't be doing any marketing here, so you won't need to do a
Exactly.
whole lot of flyers,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a change.
most of the communication really is via text and email today. Most of it via text and email.
I mean, you said it earlier, people want information now.
Yeah.
They want information now. They send you a question, you ain't called 20 minutes, they're another guy.
Okay,
You wanna-
for
I'm sorry, go ahead.
example, when you open any flyer, do that, you put the flyer together.
No, you would put the flyers, yeah. But we give you the tools like postlist.com, and you use them. Yeah, we have a lot of tools.
But another thing we also do too, when we do our weekly sales meeting and whatnot, if you have an open house coming up or whatever, even a new listing and whatnot, we have all the agents go to the house with you, so we might have the sales meeting at the house with the agreement with the homeowner and whatnot. So all these agents are actually coming to show that you got a team working with you. So all the agents that come to the sales meeting might be at that homeowner's home. So we walk and critiquing the house and whatnot, giving them like when I show you a house, I've been there before. You know, so it gives them like a warm fuzzy feeling that we all work together, it's not just you. But if you want to touch a little bit on the app,
On the phone app,
yeah, phone
oh,
app.
when we came up with the phone app.
App.
Yeah, for your Apple phone and your Android phone. So we just submitted it to Apple. And we should probably have an answer in about 5 to 7 days. But our phone app is gonna, let me see your phone.
You got a quick view? You sure you got that?
Yeah, I got it. So our phone app is going to basically have everything on your phone. Okay. So if there's listings or there's MRIS stuff you can get access to, if you want to do a construction estimate on repairs, you can do that. If you can do a mortgage calculator, you can put if it's $300,000, you can put that in there and tell you the PITI. It's got a QR code, so every listing is going to have a QR code. So let's say she has a listing for sale, and it's in District Heights. Okay, you happen to be down in College Park. You can put up the listing and hit that listing, and since it has a QR code, The GPS will recognize where you are, and then it'll give you step-by-step direction to her listing, and kind of take you to the listing. So the QR code is tied into the GPS system. So once again, we're trying to make technology as friendly as possible for the agents to have tools. These are all tools. If you use the tools, great. If you don't use them, you don't use them. But these are tools that we're trying to provide to make you efficient, organized, and effective with your gas and your time and all that.
With the app that you all created,
Yeah.
called the phone app.
Well, the website is called iPhoneAndDroid.com is the website, and the phone app, because of the Next Age First Realty, is the application itself, which once it gets approved by Apple and Droid, then you'll be able to download it to your phones and things like that. Yeah, Apple has it right now.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how can I fit in.
you can fit in. There's plenty to be had. Plenty to be had. You know, Portia had a baby.
Portia called about a month ago looking for rebuilding the apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you been with her?